Okay, welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really digging into the digital world of young people.
Yeah, specifically looking at how social media affects them. We're pulling from that English Speak podcast episode.
Right, the one called How Social Media Affects the Young Generation.
hmm
Our plan really is to just pull out the core ideas, the main takeaways from Emma and Liam's chat.
Exactly. Give you a solid grasp of what they covered because it's a pretty complex picture they painted.
It really is. And they jumped right in, didn't they? Talking about the connection side of things first.
The power of connection, how easy it makes it for young people to, keep up with friends, family.
Even across the globe. Messaging, video calls, seeing posts. It genuinely makes the world feel, well, smaller for them.
It does. And that sense of being connected globally, that's a defining thing for this generation, I think. It shapes their whole worldview in a way.
Definitely. But it wasn't just connections, was it? They also highlighted the sheer amount of information available.
Oh, absolutely. Educational stuff, tutorials, even just like motivational content. It's all there.
Like a massive, constantly updating library right in their pocket.
Right.
Which is amazing, but
But it brings up that whole digital literacy point, doesn't it? Finding info is one thing,
yeah.
but actually, evaluating it, that's key.
So true. Then they got into the creative side, how these platforms are basically stages now.
Yeah, for writing, art, music, comedy, whatever kids are into, they can share it instantly.
And get feedback, build confidence. Liam called it giving everyone a microphone to the world. I like that description.
Me too. It
Yeah.
captures that feeling of opportunity, sort of bypassing the old gatekeepers.
Yeah, definitely levels the playing field in some ways.
For sure.
But then inevitably they had to talk about the downsides, the shadow side, as they put it.
Right. And the first big one was just time. How much time gets sunk into scrolling,
Yeah, Liam mentioned some teens spending, what, 6 or 7 hours a day?
which is, wow. That's a huge chunk of their waking hours. It makes you
Mhm.
wonder about, focus, other activities.
Totally. And linked to that, the mental health impact,
Yeah.
that constant comparison.
hmm Seeing everyone else's carefully curated best life, that's got to be tough.
Especially as they pointed out, when you're young and still figuring out who you are, it sets these unrealistic expectations.
Exactly. Because it's not reality, is it? It's a highlight reel.
Mhm.
And it makes that natural human comparison thing go into overdrive.
And then the really dark side, cyberbullying.
Ugh, yeah. That was heavy. The fact that it's not just at school anymore, it's 10D47.
And it can be anonymous, reach tons of people instantly. The potential for harm there is just immense. Anxiety, depression.
It's relentless.
Yeah.
And that anonymity removes a lot of the normal social checks. Kids can feel totally trapped.
Which led Emma to ask that great question. Is the tech itself bad, or is it how we use it?
Right. And Liam's analogy of the knife one, that really hit home for me.
Yeah, that it's a tool. Can be used for good, like cooking, or for harm. It puts the focus back on us, the users.
Our intention, our interaction. It's not just the platform, it's what we do with it.
So the conversation naturally shifted towards, okay, what do we do? How do we encourage healthier use?
And they weren't really advocating for bans, were they? It was more about education.
Exactly. Teaching responsible use, things like setting time limits, maybe.
Yeah, or being really conscious about who you follow, what content you're letting in, unfollowing toxic stuff.
Taking breaks, too. Digital detoxes, they called them, stepping away.
And they stress the role of adults here, parents, teachers, in guiding this.
Not prohibiting necessarily, but guiding, helping kids build those critical thinking skills for the online world.
Yeah, having open conversations, maybe even modeling good habits yourself, that seems way more effective long term.
But it wasn't all negative warnings. They did bring up some really positive, empowering aspects, too.
Definitely. Like activism. How young people are using these platforms to organize and raise awareness.
Liam mentioned Fridays for Future as a prime example. That movement exploded thanks to social media connections.
It really lowered the barrier for entry for grassroots stuff. Kids can mobilize support so quickly now for causes they believe in.
And not just activism, but entrepreneurship, too, right? Emma brought that up.
Oh, yeah. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. They're launching pads for young business owners now. It's incredible, really.
Building brands, finding customers. The barriers are just so much lower than they used to be.
Totally. And another positive angle was mental health awareness.
Right. How it's making it easier to talk openly about struggles, breaking down stigma.
Finding community support networks. Liam said it makes it feel more Okay to not be okay, which is huge.
It really is. That shared experience can be so validating, reduce that feeling of being alone.
Yeah, absolutely vital.
But then they circle back a bit to communication itself, how it's changing.
Mm-hmm. Faster, definitely. Quick texts, emojis, memes.
But maybe
Yeah.
shallower. Liam kind of wondered about the depth sometimes, compared to, like, a long face-to-face chat.
Yeah, it's efficient, but maybe you lose some nuance, some deeper connection. It's a trade-off.
And Emma had that interesting thought about maybe getting so comfortable texting.
That real-world interactions feel more awkward or even cause more
And, like,
anxiety.
public
Yeah.
speaking, yeah. Just less practice having those longer, real-time back and forth.
It's a plausible idea.
Yeah.
Proficiency in one area doesn't always translate, does it?
True. Though they did acknowledge the flip side, this generation is incredibly visually literate. Photos, videos. That's a real strength.
Oh, undeniable. They communicate visually in ways that are super effective, very intuitive.
So as they wrapped up, Emma had some solid advice for young users.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Use it intentionally. Use it to lift yourself and others up.
Follow stuff that makes you feel good or teaches you something. And that key reminder, real life is outside the screen.
So important. Keep that balance. Conscious consumption.
And Liam added that point about agency. You're in control, your feed, your time.
Right. The platform should serve you, not the other way around. Don't be afraid to disconnect.
Take breaks, reconnect with hobbies, goals, actual people face to face.
That message of empowerment and just validating the idea of stepping away, that's crucial advice.
So if we boil down their main points, social media, it's definitely a mixed bag.
Yeah. Huge potential for good connection, learning, creativity, even activism in business.
But also real risks, addiction, comparison leading to mental health issues, cyberbullying.
And it all seems to hinge on how it's used, which brings us back to that need for digital literacy, mindfulness.
Being intentional about it and recognizing it's actively changing how we even talk to each other.
That duality is striking, isn't it? The very things that make it great also hold the potential for harm if you're not careful.
Which really leaves us with a big question, especially thinking about how much this shapes young people's formative years. What's our responsibility here?
As individuals, as a society, how do we help build a healthier online space for the next generation coming up?
Definitely something to keep thinking about, a lot to unpack there.